Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Come talk to my friends over there at Netrepid.com. They are Price of Business contributors, do a great job bringing excellent information about what's happening in the technology front. And I consider Netrepid, which is Netrepid.com, Netrepid.com, I consider them thought leaders in what they do. Jonathan, welcome to the program. Tell us a little more about Netrepid and then introduce your guest today.
Hey, Kevin. Thanks for having us on again. Netrepid is a provider of infrastructure hosting services that help growing companies accelerate their technology from the ground to the cloud. And my guest today is Jay Lohmann, and he is the co-founder of an agency called Tag Team Creative, doing some really cutting-edge stuff with digital advertising.
And that's tagteamcreative.com, I assume?
Yes. And
yeah, go right ahead.
This is actually for retargetingagency.com.
I'm sorry?
Retargetingagency.com.
Retargetingagency.com. Very good. Go ahead and kind of tell us your elevator speech there, Jay.
Well, so retargeting provides digital media buying to run display advertising campaigns to help companies, those who are agile and on the cutting edge, run media buys across the internet to increase their traffic and conversion.
Okay, very good. Your first question, Jonathan.
Well, so Jay kind of tipped it there when he was giving his elevator speech for retargeting agency. But I wanted him to kind of take a second and just kind of briefly give a 101 kind of overview of what ad retargeting is, because there's probably some confusion out there in the industry. So I just wanted him to kind of break it down for your listeners real quick.
So everybody is familiar. So let's go through the evolution of retargeting. First, there was site retargeting, where you had to actually go to somebody's website, and then as you left that website, there was a cookie dropped in your browser, and then you would see an ad that would follow you around the internet. We all know those ads. If done incorrectly, they're creepy, they're intrusive, and it's a bad experience for both the user and reflects bad on the brand.
Yeah, you're talking about, for example, I looked up, golf clubs, and then golf clubs follow me by that same company everywhere I go.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you entirely on that. Not only, I mean, it's like, I don't know, it's like they're playing on you consciously. It's literally commercial stalking. I hate it.
Yeah, and when it's done incorrectly like that, that's bad for the brand, because now you know that brand, but because you were overexposed to it, because you felt like it was intrusive and you were being stalked, you now have a bad experience, with that.
Yep.
So that was site retargeting, where you actually had to go to the person's site. That was evolution 1. Evolution 2 was search retargeting, where technology allowed us to read the search terms in your browser history. So if you go to Google and you type in golf clubs, but then you went to CNN or Huffington Post or Yahoo, you would get a display ad 30 days later. So if you think of it as a hot lead or a cold lead, you were pretty much a cold lead because it was 30 days ago that you made that search, but that's just how technology worked. You were prepackaged, and pretty much you told us, or the search history told us, that you were once interested in golf clubs, and so you might be interested again.
Yeah, well, not only is it a cold lead, I'm an irritated lead at this point. I'm going to be avoiding that website wherever I looked like the plague.
Right, exactly. So the third evolution of retargeting is that we can read those search terms in real time. So I like to give pizza delivery as an example. So if you're looking for pizza delivery for the evening, and you go into Google and you type in pizza delivery in your zip code, and then you go to Yahoo and you check out your fantasy football league, you will see an ad in real time for pizza delivery. Now, we control it, so because of the recency, because we know that this is your moment of need, conversions go way up because you're looking for that right now. Now, the way we control, the way that we protect the brand is that we only display that ad 4 to 6 times in a 24-hour period. So we're not blasting you with the ad. Also, we only place that ad. Let's say if you're a dog product, for a pet store, and you went and you were looking for dog stuff, if you also went to a cat site, you would not see that dog ad because it's not relevant to that site. So we protect the brand. We don't annoy the user, but we do know that you are interested, and we put a few pings, a few display ads in front of you, say, hey, we know that you're interested, and here is a client that can meet your needs right now.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Jonathan.
That was super informative, Jay. So one of the things when you and I were talking here before we came on the show here this morning, we had talked a little bit about how even people at the advertising agency level are getting the retargeting, the type of retargeting that you do, and kind of retargeting in general, confused with other digital marketing tactics. I wanted you to share that story with the listeners, and then maybe give some insight on why you think that's even happening.
Right. So there's a couple reasons why I think it's happening. But first, we'll go there. So there's a couple reasons why it's happening. One, because of the word search is in retargeting. It's when we talk about site retargeting, people, for the most part, understand. But because of this new technology in terms of search, people just automatically equate it to search engine optimization or search engine marketing, which is it's a form of search engine marketing, but on the outskirts. It's more display marketing. But I think what we're finding is that most people are kind of happy with the status quo. They don't live on the cutting edge where we live and where we love to live. We deal mostly with challenger brands and those agencies that are agile enough to respond and adopt to emerging technologies. We've had 100 conversations with the large agencies in New York, and they'll say, well, we're all planned up for 2014 in terms of media buys, but we're willing to have a conversation for what's going to happen in 2015. And that blows our minds. We're like, how can you respond to new technologies and new opportunities if you're telling these opportunities that you can't make any moves for a year? And it just blows our mind. So,
gentlemen, I have to wrap it up. Very good segment, though. Incredibly informative. And I do want to mention retargetingagency.com. retargetingagency.com. I want to encourage you to check him out. Jay Lohmann's been our guest with Jonathan Bentz. He's a contributor on the program, and he's with Netrepid, Netrepid.com. Gentlemen, thanks for a great segment.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
You bet. When we come back, much more for you. Do want to remind you this content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com, and this is The Price of Business.